So January is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. It's a time to raise awareness about the cancer, how to prevent it, early detection, and treatment options. Joining us live is nurse practitioner Nicole Dreibelbis from UPMC Gynecology Oncology. Thank you so much for joining us, Nicole. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So for people who aren't familiar, what is cervical cancer?
So, cervical cancer is cancer of the lower part of the uterus or the womb. They're actually two different organs, but we often refer to them as the same thing.
How does someone get cervical cancer?
So, more than 99% of cervical cancers are from HPV or human papillomavirus, which is a sexually transmitted infection.
And the CDC says it's estimated about 11,500 women are diagnosed every year with cervical cancer. Now in Pennsylvania, nearly 500 women are diagnosed with it each year. What are some of the signs and symptoms women should be aware of?
Well, unfortunately, early stage cervical cancer, when it first presents, is often asymptomatic or doesn't have symptoms. So that's why it's so important for patients to continue with their gynecologic care, their routine screenings, their pap smears, in order to detect human papillomavirus or changes to their cervix early.
And do you tend to see women with cervical cancer within a certain age group? Is it a younger age group?
The most common age is between ages like 35 and 50 because they're women who oftentimes are maybe no longer having pregnancies, so they stop going to the OBGYN. They're busy taking care of their growing families or, kicking butt in their careers, and they feel fine, so they don't necessarily think about their cervix. And oftentimes, they start having bleeding or pain and then go get evaluated when it's already diagnosed.
Yeah, and that's why we're talking about it, right? So how do better screening methods like HPV, DNA testing, and easier access to pap smears help in early detection and treatment of cervical cancer?
They're huge. The HPV vaccine that is in existence now that covers 9 of the strains is wonderful. It can be given to kids age 11 to 12, boys or girls, and up to age 26. After that, it's a decision you make with your clinician because it's not routinely recommended. But the HPV vaccine has drastically impacted in a good way our precancers and our cancers. The other way is by going to get your pap smears every 3 to 5 years, depending on your risk factors, which your clinician will go over with you, and make sure that you're just in tune with your body, and any abnormal bleeding, get it checked out.
And I understand this vaccine's been out since 2006. Have you guys seen a significant decline in HPV and cervical cancer? Or is it too early to tell?
No, we definitely have. We've seen, I think the statistics say 88% drop in teen girls in genital warts and HPV related cancers, and 81% among young adult women.
And that's just from the vaccine?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's fascinating. So what does the CDC recommend for HPV vaccination, and why is it important to vaccinate young people? Like you're saying, you're already seeing the results.
Yeah, so if we can vaccinate them before they are exposed to the HPV virus, we can allow their bodies to create an immune response so that if they are exposed at some point, their body's already prepared and can fight the virus to allow it to go away instead of set up shop and cause changes.
And after someone has cancer, can you talk about the treatments that are out there today?
Yeah, absolutely. So if it is an early stage cancer, we can often just do surgery to remove the cancerous portion, potentially perform a hysterectomy where the cervix and the uterus, plus or minus other organs, are also removed. If it is a slightly advanced stage, we do have chemotherapy. More recently, we have immunotherapies that have been helpful. And then, of course, there's radiation, which tends to be very effective with cervical cancer patients as well.
Is there anything else that you'd like women to know, women and young girls to know about this?
Oh, anybody with a cervix, if you haven't gotten the vaccine, it's a great time to go do it. It's also really important. I think a lot of parents, especially, and I am one, when they talk about a vaccine for your child at age 11 or 12 and they're talking about it being something sexually transmitted, that's the last thing you're thinking about for your child at that age. But truly, protecting them prior to their exposure is what's important, because even if they only ever have one other intimate partner, one total intimate partner in their life, if that person has ever been intimate with somebody else, your child will be at risk as well. So getting ahead of it is wonderful. It's the best thing you could do for your child. And also just go for screenings.
All right, Nicole, thank you so much for your insight and for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.